Do you have a minute that I could ask you a few questions? So can you tell me what your name is and what you do?
My name is Jennifer Parrott. I am a radiologic technologist in the diagnostic imaging department. There's just so many different things that you can actually learn in X-ray that you can branch off into. And I enjoy the PACS administration aspect of it. I actually do computer work that houses the patient's files. I help fix that, or any imaging that's coming in. I help edit those as well. And then I also deal with students, so that's a great learning experience and to help people that become my coworkers in the future. I do have one. There was a time when I had a patient. I don't know her mental status 100%, but she told me she hadn't showered in a couple days, and she was really upset about it. She felt dirty. So I called our fellow nurse, because it was on a weekend, and said, hey, is it okay if I give this patient a shower in our department? Because we do have a nice shower. The shower head comes down and everything. So I got everything gathered up, made sure it was okay, and I gave her shower. She started crying, and I was like, what's wrong? Because I thought I had hurt her, and ended up, she was just so thankful that she had water and lotion on her afterwards. And then a couple days later, I saw her again, and she's like, that's my lady right there. I like her. So I would suggest, and I know it's kind of hard nowadays, but job shadowing. Job shadowing is amazing. There's also a career healthcare program that we have here that kids can come in, listen to different healthcare workers talk about what they do every day. And I think that gives them a more of a glimpse of what everyday life is like. Just, you can't read on a piece of paper and see that this is the profession I want to be for the rest of my life. So I think the job shadowing and seeing what somebody does helps open your eyes.
Hi. Do you have a minute that I can ask you a couple questions?
Sure.
Awesome. Could you tell me what your name is and what you do here?
Sure. My name is Angie Myrody, and I'm a clinic float nurse here down at Fort Madison campus. I think the thing that surprised me the most was just how different the set of skills that I would be from one clinic to the other. Knowing the vaccine schedules for children, to helping with suture or staple removal in the orthopedics clinic, to helping out newly pregnant women or going through their first pregnancies or ongoing pregnancies. I think it really shines when we have to take people over maybe to the emergency room, or if I have to go to different departments to get supplies. If something comes up with a patient, people are always willing to help out, and they're always more than willing to answer questions or receive the patient if it's a physical handoff or if it's a verbal handoff. You know, if there's something else that needs to be done for the patient, everyone just seems to work well to make it seamless and smooth for the patient. Even if it may not be for us, we want the patient, sees it that way and feels it that way. I would say go for it. It's been really rewarding for me. I started out working as a nursing assistant and got a lot of experience that way, and it really opened my eyes to what healthcare could be for me. And that's just a really good way, I think, to get your foot in the door. So if it's a job shadow or a summer internship, any way you can just come see behind the scenes is a really good way to just see what healthcare is really like and find out if it's for you.
Excuse me?
Yes.
Do you have a moment to answer a few questions for me?
Yeah, I sure do.
Awesome. Could you tell me what your name is and what you do here?
My name's Leanne Rink, and I am a nursing supervisor on the night shift. Oh man, just all the help I give to people and make a difference in people's lives when they're recovering, when they're the most vulnerable. It's so satisfying. I didn't realize how many aspects of nursing there really are. You go to school, you learn about the systems, but there's so many areas of nursing I just had no clue. One of my first patients, this is dating myself, because over 20 years ago, I had a patient that I was fortunate enough to be able to sit down with in the middle of the night. He was having a real difficult time. and we just talked. And he told me about how back when he was a kid, he rode in a covered wagon from Oklahoma to Texas, where I was working at the time. And to hear something like that from a real human being and not in textbooks and things like that, it's just fascinating to hear the stories from people.
Excuse me, do you have some time for a few questions?
I sure do.
Awesome. Could you tell me what your name is and what you do here?
My name is Amanda Gregory. I'm a department manager for respiratory care at the West Burlington campus. I guess something with respiratory therapy, we're in and out so much, but when we do pulmonary function tests, we get to spend a little bit of time with patients. So I guess a good thing is that I've heard of, like here and there, they might compliment me or thank me for being patient with them or explaining things well, or they've had it done before and had not a good experience in doing it with me. They felt much better about it. And other respiratory therapists hear that too. They're like, oh, I'm so glad I have you today. Just because it's a tough test and it can be a tough experience for them. So I've gotten compliments in the PFT lab, in the pulmonary function lab. I guess something else that I can think of is I once got an email from somebody in pharmacy, and he had was telling me something, and he was like, I just thought of this, like, first time that he must have, like, knew who I was as a respiratory therapist. He had saw me in an ICU patient's room, a ventilated patient, and I was in there caring for them. And he said that I just seemed to be very, like, patient focused. And he said that he noticed I even just, like, held his hand for a little bit. No memory of doing it. So I started looking at my other options. Just being raised mostly by my dad. Getting a job is important, right? A college degree. So I was like, I had no problem going to SCC, so I went back to SCC. I was still kind of on the fence whether I was going to go nursing or not. And I had initially learned about respiratory care. I was in high school, National Honor Society, and we did a cystic fibrosis block. Never heard of cystic fibrosis, never heard of a respiratory therapist, but I met one. And it didn't really even ding then until I started reading programs at SCC. And I was like, you know what? I think I want something more specialized. So I chose respiratory care and didn't look back.
Excuse me, do you have a minute that you could answer some questions for me?
Sure.
Could you tell me what your name is?
Hi, I'm Mindy Davis.
And what do you do here, Mindy?
I do CAT scans. Sometimes you have to find unique ways to get people to get through their test. I've even helped by singing to people or just holding their hand. I had an injection the other day that I had a patient, and he actually knew me. And I think that helped calm his nerves and comfort him and I could be there with him and talk him through the procedure. And it's nice to have a familiar face when you're having a test done, I think. I would say if you love taking care of people and helping people, this gives you the real satisfaction of doing that and giving good care. If you enjoy being around people, this is the career for you.
Would you have some time for a few questions?
Yeah, of course.
Awesome. Could you tell me what your name is and what you do here?
My name is McIntyre Walters, and I'm a critical care paramedic for Superior Ambulance Service here at Southeast Iowa Regional Medical Center. You know, whenever I'm working, and usually I have a partner that I work with quite often, his name is Dalton Poland. He is an EMT, so he drives a lot of the times, and we like to listen to some good music. We'll listen to anything, and my favorite story was we were actually transferring a patient from here in West Burlington up to the University of Iowa, and they wanted to listen to country, and we ended up all singing collectively country music. And
That
I
is so
love
awesome.
that memory. I would even extend on your question that we also work as a team within the community too. It's a great thing within healthcare, EMS, and in hospital, like in our ER and our ICU. There's been a couple times where like our emergency department has been getting hit pretty hard with high patient volumes, and we like to go over and help them. The team dynamic is the same when we're going from pre-hospital to in-hospital. And then the same goes with other pre-hospital services. Like Superior Ambulance Service works really well with the Burlington Fire Department. We're also housed in the same spot as Medforce Air Medical Transport. We mesh well and work well with those folks over there too. So it's just all around in healthcare. The teamwork is fantastic. So if you are in, you could even start, I believe, in junior high and in high school. I would recommend if you want to get into this field and you want to start sooner than later, you're eager to get after it, to start going to college and having the high school pay for some of those classes. You can take anatomy and physiology, medical terminology, intro to psychology. Right across the street at Southeastern Community College, they have a great program. That's what I went through for my paramedic program, and I got my Associates of Applied Science. And I believe, don't quote me if I'm wrong, but I believe some high schools will actually pay while you're in high school for you to attend the EMT program, which if you want to become a paramedic is a prerequisite to that. So it just, in the end, it would save you money and you're ahead of the game there.
Do you have a moment for a few questions?
Sure.
Awesome. Can you tell me what your name is and what you do here?
Sure. My name is Jennifer Skinner. I'm a licensed practical nurse in pediatrics here. My favorite part of the job is getting to see the children grow. We see patients from infancy to early adulthood, so it's really cool getting to see them grow up. So that's kind of tough. I've been here for 8 years, so there's lots of stories, but I would say something that I do every day is I comfort and reassure patients when they're scared. We do a lot of blood draws over here, a lot of shots. So being able to provide comfort to the patient and the family by explaining like what's going to happen at their visit is rewarding to me. The best thing about working in healthcare is you get the ability to provide direct patient care, and you get to make a difference in people's lives, and not only like patients' lives but their families as well, because you give them comfort knowing that their loved one is being well taken care of. Something I also wanted to add is everyone's always looking for nurses, so you're always going to have a job. There's tons of different specialties to work in, and there's something new to learn every day.
Hello.
Hi, do you have some time for a few questions?
Sure.
Great. Can you tell me what your name is and what you do here?
Karen, and I am an LPN at the family practice. Every day I learn something new with my job, and I've been doing this for 20 years. And every day there's always something new that pops up that you never knew before. So you're always learning every day. Always go with what your heart's telling you. And if you have a strong desire to do something, pursue it.
Hello. Excuse me. Do you have a few minutes to answer some questions for me?
Sure.
Great. Can you tell me what your name is and what you do here?
My name is Kathy Hank-Sattler. I'm a clinical nurse educator. One of my jobs is supporting and onboarding our new staff, as well as supporting a few other specialty departments like the Women and Family Center and the Medical Care Unit. I think the most rewarding part is I get to help develop a foundation with onboarding the new nurses. And then as far as patient care is caring for people, usually in their worst moments in their life or the best moments, either journeying them home or bringing them into the world. So. I think that every day is something new and something different. You walk in and expect things to go a certain way, and opportunities come for us to go above and beyond for patients each day. And I think that sometimes we don't expect that on a daily basis, but it's definitely what happens here.
Excuse me.
Hi.
Hi, do you have a moment to answer some questions for me?
Sure do.
Awesome. Hi, can you tell me what your name is and what you do here?
My name is Heather Kleemeyer, and I'm the director of Henry County EMS. The amount of community engagement that we do. We go out and do CPR classes for areas, fire departments, and schools and communities, and to be able to get in and really in the trenches with our community and form that camaraderie is something that I wasn't expecting. I didn't really think that was part of my job, but it became one of the most important parts of my job. One of my greatest days here at Henry County EMS was the day that we delivered 2 babies on 2 different calls, 20 minutes apart. It was the most amazing day. We got called out and we delivered a healthy baby, and we got back to the hospital and the same dispatch went through. And off we were, and we delivered 2 babies, and it was greatest day for teamwork around here. We went and got flowers for the mothers and little toy ambulances, and we were so excited. And you would have thought that the crews here that day won the lottery. I worked here part-time while I was going to paramedic class, and then I've been here ever since. So I started as an EMT and became a paramedic, transitioned to training an operations supervisor, and now I've been the director for 2.5 years.
Excuse me, would you have a moment for some questions?
Sure.
Could you tell me what your name is and what you do here?
My name's Dana Strawhacker. I'm a registered nurse in inpatient rehab. I've been here almost 21 years and seen lots of changes. I would say the interactions with my coworkers, the doctors, the patients, since I work in rehab, when they come in by ambulance and leave by walking, that's always my biggest thing. Yes, I have one that really stands out. It was a younger man who had had a severe stroke, and he was unable to speak or write very well. He'd been in the hospital for over a month, and it was his wife and his wedding anniversary. So he was very sad because usually he goes over the top for her. So we all pitched in and bought a small gift and a card. We snuck it in while she was in the bathroom, and he attempted to sign it, and we closed it and we left before she came out. And she cried, he cried, but they were very, very thankful. I will never forget that.
Excuse me. Hi, do you have a minute that you're going to answer some questions for me?
Absolutely, yeah.
Awesome, wonderful. Can you tell me who you are and what you do here?
Yeah, my name is Bailey, and I'm one of the lead mammo techs that does all the QC and state stuff and the inspection as well.
My name's Courtney, and I'm also a rad tech. I just do mammography, CAT scans, and general x-rays.
I love being here at a small town hospital just because we get to do a little bit of everything. Like Courtney said, we can do x-ray, CT, mammo. We do a little bit of everything. We're not just in one department specifically, or like one modality, I'm sorry.
Yes, I would say the same. We all work very well together, and we really are more of a family, and we form one of the best teams just because we work so well together and just have a good range of things that we do for the patients.
I actually job shadowed while I was still in high school. And so then I didn't really know what I wanted to do. So I job shadowed here in X-ray. And I just really liked that there was something different every single day. Like in X-ray, you don't see the same thing every single day. There's a wide variety of modalities that you can choose from, and you just see a lot of different things.
Yeah, and there are just a lot of different positions that we have just in diagnostic imaging. You know, people just think general X-rays, and there's a lot of other things like ultrasound or MRI or CAT scans that people can do, and it's all sorts of different equipment. So they can be more dedicated to certain areas and, you know, just operate big machines, and it's all pretty much digital now. So if they're kind of techie, you know, I mean, it's probably comparatively easy for them. Yeah.
You know, being in diagnostic imaging here, we truly work with every single department in the hospital. I mean, for CAT scans, we have to work with lab, you know, ER, you know, we X-ray or CT, you know, just about everything. You know, we work with inpatients, you know, we have to do exams on inpatients, the outside clinics, you know, if you have a sprained ankle or something, you know, that you usually come over here for X-ray. So we really work, we even go to surgery also for surgery cases, ortho and general surgery also. So we really work as a team, not only in our department, but throughout the hospital. So it just makes our job really great because, you know, we get to see everybody and work closely with all the departments in the hospital.
Yeah, I would agree. We just do our best to have great communication with, you know, our departments within the hospital or outside clinics that are reaching in, because we really try to be as accommodating as possible and try to work in every patient that needs, you know, if there's time, we will do it. That's right. Absolutely what we try our best to do.
Patient focused.
Yes, to make sure that we can do do as much as we can with our timing.